Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
The quality of the team we have put together for this current general elections is one of my proudest achievements. This Dream 15 is made up of achievers and successful people and of members with a genuine grounding in their communities and inspired by the love they have for people. These are what set this team apart from the so-called alternative. Ours is one of continuity and renewal and built with a determination to expand opportunities for youth and women. If elections are about choices, which they are, then the choice this election is clearer than in any previous poll. Love wins every time. Care wins every time. Competence wins every time. Performance beats old talk every time.
Majority rule, we going green all the way. It's good for the land and the universe. We keep getting better and better every year. If yellow turn to green, that is good for us. Green day after is strong. We the little black man.
Good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, Pity Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, wherever you are, locally, regionally, internationally, over the ground, under the ground, over the water, under the water, yes, spatially. Yeah, wherever you are, we say a special, glorious Grenadian good morning to one and all. It is time for Hard Talk. My name is Sheldon Scott.
And I'm Devon Romain.
Yeah, we was having a little technical issue. They was trying to sort. Go ahead. You could go now.
Yeah, 94.9. We Vibes Radio in New York.
Yes, and in Carriacou, Pity Martinique, 92.9 FM. Yeah, if they're listening to us this morning, because we know they're in the midst of their carnival celebrations. I believe this morning being Tuesday morning, Shakespeare Mass this morning, right? Usually on a Tuesday morning in Carriacou, Shakespeare Mass. Right,
so going on right now.
Yeah, the unique Shakespeare Mass, the only place on this entire planet that you would be able to view Shakespeare Mass is on the island of Carriacou this morning.
I've never had the opportunity to experience that Mass.
I fed up quarrel with Spice Mass Corporation. I tell them during Grenada's Spice Mass, they should incorporate that unique Mass out of Carriacou. The Shakespeare Mass, they should be coming down every year for Grenada's Carnival so that Grenadians have more exposure to Carriacou's Mass. And I'll continue to say it. Yeah, we need to have Shakespeare Mass. It's necessary for us to see the Shakespeare Mass down here.
Yeah. Because you have bands from the mainland going up to Carriacou, right? Like Peter Bain and Son.
Yeah, I sure Peter gone up.
Peter gone up, you understand?
I know Summer Crew used to go up as well. I'm not sure if they went this year. Bobby and his crew, I'm not too sure if they went.
So we need to showcase each other's, festival and so it becomes more unique, and the involvement of much more of our people, the tourism product, gets bigger, and so it's economic boom.
Yeah.
So hey, we gotta do what we need to do,
Yeah, I haven't been on the live this morning yet. Let me see if I can get to the live and see exactly who is there this morning. Let's see. Norma is there, Debbie, Kalisha, Cynthia, Paula, Louisa, Nazi B, not that Nazim, next one. Right, Errol, I just had to stay that to know because it has some people that dread. They dread. Carla, yeah. So, yeah, I'm seeing quite a few of you on the live this morning. Folks, remember to like and share the live. Like and share the live. Also, to keep in touch with the New National Party, you can send a WhatsApp message to 405-8683. WhatsApp message. I didn't say call the phone. Send a WhatsApp message to 406? Yeah, 406 8683.
8683. Yeah.
I'll give you the right number, man. Yeah. I'm not hear me yet. No? Yeah, right. So just making sure. Right, so you can send your WhatsApp messages there for all of your information in relation to the New National Party and so forth. Yeah?
Hey, Vicky Rob, good morning. Claudette, good morning, big sister. How you doing?
Claudette?
Yeah.
Which one are the Claudette?
Claudette Thomas.
Well, just making sure, you know. I mean, I know
my big sister.
Asking, you know. Yes, indeed. So, Devon, yeah, I think tomorrow in St. Andrew Northeast, they have a meeting at by the cemetery there. That's the bottom of our home at Tivoli. Yes, Tivoli, by the cemetery there.
Yeah, right by the bridge.
Yeah. Because we're going to be performing a political funeral of somebody. Hey, let me careful what I say. The next thing I end up in front of the police. Yeah, let me careful. Let me careful. Yeah, next thing I say, I'll go to my cemetery and they say, you threaten me!
I cry, baby, like a girl.
Sissy. You're sissy. Yeah. Sorry, folks. Sissy. Yeah? I didn't see what I say wrong, but anyway, yeah. Anyhow.
But you know, they're talking about that and people threatening and things. You see, it's the political season. Now, we expect people to be saying all sorts of things. But I always say that, and I've been saying that since last year. Tell me what you want. Say what you want about Devon. Do not go after my family. So to those of you who's attempting to do that in whatever way, please, I beg of you, don't. Right? Do not do that because you will not like that what will happen. Right? My family is all I have.
Next you say you threaten them.
No, well, I'm just telling
Hannah, good morning,
those
Hannah.
who doing it. You know, my family is all that I have.
No, but I simply made a statement to the PRO of the NDC, which was simple because he has been going around making certain statements, which I know for a fact he has been going around making.
Who's that, Ronnie?
This is he. Yeah. Anyway, and other members of the party have been going around making certain statements. And all I said is simply this. If you all implement what you're planning to implement, which is to attack people on a personal level, I reserve the right to do exactly the same.
Of course.
And in the same way that you all have been attacking the husbands of candidates and the wives of candidates and the children of candidates, I reserve the right to do exactly the same. But just know that whenever I do it, that will be the end of your political career. I will end you politically. That'll be it.
Yep.
Yeah?
Down.
That'll be it. Believe me.
The political grave is massive. It's big.
So I'm saying let's keep it nice and clean.
Yes, let's
That's all I'm saying basically, you know. Let's keep it nice and clean.
Let's disagree with each other.
Let's disagree and let's discuss issues.
Exactly.
Because I think we can agree on we want Grenada to move forward.
Of course.
So let's discuss issues. Yeah, I have no problem. Who wants to go to the police? Damn well, go to the police. I mean, me afraid you. If Randall Robinson and the NDC thinks that I'm afraid of them, they sent police after me when we were in opposition. They attempted to deport me from this country, of which I am a legal citizen, when they were in power, and I wasn't afraid of them now. What in the world would make Randall and his cohorts in the NDC, that waste of time organization, think that I'll be afraid of them now? I'm not afraid of you all.
You see, Randolph
and I don't make threats, eh? I'm making a promise of mutually assured destruction. It's simple. Yeah? If you go a particular way, and this is the warning, if you go a particular way, I will go that way too. And I am certain that I will win. Yeah? It's only one warning that you're getting. I don't make threats. I make a promise of action due to your actions. That's not a threat. That's a promise that I will be doing what I'm doing once you do what you're threatening to do. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, but guys like Randolph and Ray Roberts and Ali Mature and these guys love to tell people what they want, right? On Facebook, on radio, and everything like that. And
you mustn't say nothing.
No, you mustn't say anything. You mustn't answer back to them. They'll tell you the most filthiest of things. I wonder if the nation, right? I mean, would have the opportunity to see and to view what Ray Roberts and Ali Maturan and Randolph Robinson have to say about people.
When the members of the National Democratic Congress, at the point in time when I demitted office from the Senate, when the members of the National Democratic Congress were phoning my last son's mother and going in town and questioning my elder son's mother as to why I get thrown out the Senate and what happened with Sheldon and these kind of things, when they were calling from unknown numbers, 10 and 11 o'clock in the night, calling my son's mothers and asking them all sorts of nonsensical questions and making all sorts of dotage statements, I didn't go to the police and make any complaint. When they were sending messages up to last night, sending messages threatening me. And in this case, it's threat when you're telling a person basically that they're after dead or that they should get bullet to the head. That is a threat. And these are some of the things that you have members of the NDC doing. I've never come on air and spoken about that before. I've never made any report to the police about it because, quite frankly, I'm not afraid of you all. I'm not afraid of you all. But the NDC knows that they cannot discuss issues. First of all, their leader is incompetent. So they're looking for any excuse right now. Blame the electoral office. Say that's how people, they didn't win because somebody didn't come into a debate with you. We are today 28 days away from the general election. In my mind, people have already made their decision as to where they are going to place their vote on election day. Yeah? And I saw the interview with Prime Minister. Prime Minister didn't say that he's not going to go into a debate. Did he say he's not going to go into the debate? You saw the interview?
No, I saw part of it.
I saw the thing. Yeah. He did not say that he's not going to go into it. He said that as the new national party, which is true, as the new national party, we make a decision. But you see, they believe that he's this sort of dictator. They believe that Dr. Keith Mitchell is some sort of dictator and that he comes in and then he says, okay, this is what we're doing and that is what we're doing and that is what we're doing and that is what we're doing. No.
It don't happen so.
Before he can give a response, a positive or negative response, because he did not give a positive or negative response, he said that he has to speak to the executive and the campaign committee of the party before a decision is taken. It's not just his decision. Yeah, he's the first among equals, but it is not simply his decision. He doesn't operate that way. He wouldn't just go out and do something like that without first consulting the party to find out whether the party, myself included as a member of the executive, the other members of the executive, the cabinet, and the campaign committee, decides that it is something that can be done. What do you want to do? What question you want to ask him? He's been on Beyond the Headlines. He's been on To The Point. He's had open forums and so where questions can be sent in and asked of him. He's been with the youth recently. What question you want to ask him again? What question have you not asked in the past few months that you would like to ask again? Yeah? What question? What new would you like to ask? What accusations that you have not made for the past 30-something years that you don't want to make again? What? He sell a plane? You want to ask him about a plane?
Apparently.
What do I want to do? What do I want to ask?
Apparently, they was appealing for all sorts of more time on the radio and everything. Perhaps they want to ask the man directly. I mean, if he can grant them the permission, give them some more space or whatever, or ease up on the pressure and everything like that. I mean, hey, you never know. I mean, these guys are crack and shaking, right? They're about to evacuate and head to the house.
They might evaporate too.
But
anyway.
some of them will evaporate.
Some go evacuate and some go evaporate.
Yes, some go evaporate, some go evacuate. You understand? And that's how it is.
And let me say this. My good friend Debbie, Debbie, I was not born on the island of Grenada. I was born in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, in the city of San Fernando, at the San Fernando General Hospital. I have never hidden that fact. never hidden that fact. According to the Constitution of Grenada, I could have been born on the space station, on the moon, but once one or the other of my parents are born in the state of Grenada prior to independence or even after independence, automatically, according to the Constitution of Grenada, I think it's section 38, I am a Grenadian. Automatically. Yeah? And so are thousands of others who are here right now who may have been born in other countries, be it Aruba, like Maurice Bishop, who was not born here either, or Anselm Clouden, who was not born here, he was born in Aruba too, and many others who were born in countries like Trinidad or Jamaica or the US or Canada and so on. The thousands of you who are listening right now via the various mediums outside of the state of Grenada, and the thousands, 6,000 or so of us that are here in Grenada that were born outside of the state but are Grenadians and are voting in this election. So I am not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of them. Yeah? So if Randall Robinson, with his sissy behavior, thinks that he can scare me,
girlish behavior, yes,
that will not scare me. It will not scare me. All I'm saying, mutually assured destruction. Read it up and understand what I'm saying, because I'm very serious about it. Yeah?
But these guys,
very serious. I know you didn't know Debbie. That's no problem. I love you still. Yeah.
These guys, they love to joke things. They like to say all sorts of things. But well, you know what? That's how it is, because they're scared. They're running scared always because they have no issues, right, to talk about, right? They cannot talk, as we've been always saying, they cannot talk about health. They are scared to talk about the development of health. They have not done anything, right, to show Grenadians that they are serious about the healthcare system. The housing, they have not done anything in their tenure. What have they done? Can they talk comfortable?
Devon, you know, Hard Talk is a program that's based on facts. Let us be extremely careful with what we're saying and be factual. We cannot say the NDC did nothing when it came to housing. They gave up 1,000 houses. That's doing something.
My apologies, sir.
The NDC gave up 1,000 houses. So they houses that young people out there right now, the mother who is under the age of 30 but has 3 or 4 children, or the person who is in their 40s that has been working for so many years and sees that as an opportunity to finally own a home, or the elderly person that might be in their 60s or so and have found themselves in a situation that they have no place to stay, and that one of them 1,000 houses could be for them. The NDC, that caring bunch of individuals, gave up 1,000 houses.
1,000 on the advice of Senator Noel.
Even worse, they gave up the 1,000 houses to build a stadium that the funding was already there for, and to pay public workers.
Ooh.
That's what your caring NDC government did. Give up 1,000 houses. Give it up. Say that Senator Noel said, go find a template for them just now.
We go find a template for them.
Yeah, we're going to see.
So you guys have no authority to speak when it comes to health, housing, right? The social structure of our country, the youths. As soon as you get in, you've fired. You sent home over 1,000 youth, young people. And you send them home.
You know what's even worse? Even up to November of 2008, even up to the end of November, Mr. Patrick Simmons was in Carriacou, meeting with the youth in Carriacou, and basically telling them that there'll just be a transition from the Imani program to the G-UP program. Mr. Simmons, try and say that a lie. Yeah, trying to tell them there'd be a transition. But what happened less than a month later? Even up, there was lying to them from before. Even up to the end of November 2008, and I only know when I'm saying something, that's because I have something. Right. So even up to the end of November, telling them, be assured, don't worry. All we're doing is we're going to change from one program into our next program, offering these avenues and this sort of thing. And then, by the end of the following month, these young people, every one of them in Carriacou, were sent home.
Send them home.
Every one of them in Grenada. They were sent home.
What authority you have to come to convince the youth that you'll do better for them? You have disappointed them in many ways. right? Young people were depending on you in 2008, and so to continue what they have started, but instead you cut them off, you embarrass them, you send them home packing. That is what you call a government that cares? Come on, NDC.
That's sissy.
Oh.
Anyway, right. All right. St. Mark New National Party branch, they're having a meeting in Waltham opposite the fish market. That's going to be from 6:30 p.m. today. Other constituencies, yes, sometimes I don't have time to go over the list. So you can call in and let us know where you're having your meeting. So Waltham, opposite the fish market, that's for 6:30. I believe there's also going to be a meeting in Hermitage this afternoon. I'm not sure if it's going to be it should be a joint meeting. If it's in Hermitage, I think part there is St. Patrick East and part is St. Patrick West. So that most likely would be a joint meeting in Hermitage. I'm not too sure on the exact location. In Plains? No, I'm talking about Hermitage meeting for today. I'm not talking about Sunday. Yeah? Yeah, Sunday is Plains and St. Patrick, right? We're going to Plains and St. Patrick on Sunday? All right, okay, all right. So buckle your seatbelts because we're going into the plane. We're going to the plane. Everybody had a passport? The voting finger?
Yes.
Right, we're going into the planes on Sunday.
Check.
Yeah, because you're checking off from planes.
Yeah. Put up the finger.
Good morning, Mr. Prescott Swan. I hope you're having a little session after the thing, you know.
Yeah,
make sure you're having a little session.
Right on the side there, you know, boss. I hope you...
Yeah, Mr. Swan. Make sure you organize.
Lockdown.
Organize. You could have a little session there and thing, you know. It's Lent, so you know not everybody won't come. Yes. So you understand.
Because we come in and rock St. Patrick's on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
Oswald, yes.
About it.
Yes, OG. I'm letting them know that based on their actions, I will react. And I will react to suit anything that they go out there saying. Because I think that Grenadians deserve to have a proper discussion in relation to the way forward.
Yep.
Yeah?
Most definitely.
I prefer to be speaking about the fact that we have started over 600 housing units at various parts of the island that are going to provide opportunity for many persons who do not presently own a home. You know what it's like right now for a person that has a salary of $1,500 but has to be paying rent of $700 or $800. They're going to be in a hole every single month. Or they will eventually find themselves in a situation that they cannot pay the rent and they're going to be thrown out and then have to find another place to stay. But if that person is afforded the opportunity to own a home under one of these 600 homes, they may find themselves where they're paying, according to the length of time they take, they could be paying $200, $300 a month for one of the homes, yeah, which gives them more loose cash to be able to develop themselves, to have a savings put aside.
And that is what we need, that's what we want.
To put a savings aside and probably start a business or something, or to be able to put that towards education. Maybe you might decide that you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, and you want to do a university degree, whether online or otherwise, and you can now have your home and be able to do that. Yeah? So that is what the NDC gave up, you know. They gave up 1,000 houses. They gave up. The people of Grenada. The people of Grenada. Yes, that's Sissy. The people of Grenada. Oh, let's stop message me. That's joke me. Kiami, morning.
They say if you look
Let me call my mother. Kiami, good morning, mom.
They say if you look like a CC, you sing like a CC.
Let me leave it alone.
All right, CC.
Leave it alone, man. Because leave that alone. Yeah, but I'm saying that we have to look at this from the concept, and I keep saying that anything that is going to benefit poor people in this country, the NDC has a problem with it.
Of course.
Anything that's going to benefit poor people in this country, the National Democratic Congress as an organization has a problem with it. You heard from Senator Humphrey when it came to the CCC and providing 300 jobs on the island. They did everything possible to ensure that that project was closed down. In fact, the project could have only started back when the new National Party came into office. That's how the poor people, the guys who was depending on that. I remember one of the guys from CCC called me one day and he waited until we were finished. I was on the program. We were in opposition. I was on the program. And that chap waited until the program ended and he called me. and he was crying on the phone. He was crying on the phone, and he was crying on the phone because he said, listen, I used to work with CCC, and look what they have done, that CCC closed down, and so I have no employment right now. And this morning I woke up and I could not watch my daughter in her face because I had no money to send her to school. He had to just leave and go on a hillside and sit down and cry. He couldn't face his wife, the wife vexed, because he did not have money to even buy groceries in the house. And he's the man of the house. And this is one of the people that was working with CCC at the point in time. These are the stories the NDC don't want you to hear. They want you to focus on me. They want Devon focus on him. They want us focus our entire program on ourselves. But no, we're going to tell you the type of people that they are. We'll expose for you who and what they are. So when 1,000 houses, that some of you that listening right now that paying those exorbitant rent rates, that you're working for $1,500, but over half of that had to pay for rent alone, then you still have to find money for utilities like light and water, and you ain't talking groceries and transportation yet. And you have to find that money on a monthly basis. Whereas by now, you would have probably have those houses way advanced. If the NDC had done what they were supposed to have done at the point in time, those houses would have been near advanced to complete by now. You could have been there paying $200 or $300 towards owning it, not paying $800 towards somebody, and then at the end of the day they ask you to leave and they have all the money that you paid over the period of time. But you're paying your $200, your $300. If you want to pay your $500, is according to what space of time you want to pay it off. But you paying that money, and over a period of time, you finish pay, you own it. Nobody can tell you move. That is yours. But the NDC didn't see that as important. They didn't see that as important. They were so incompetent. The Minister of Finance at the time was so incompetent that they had to give back the Chinese 1,000 houses in order to get the stadium built. And the stadium was already funded, and they still didn't get the stadium built. It took the new National Party to come back in, and one of the first meetings that was held with then newly elected Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, he spoke about the importance of ensuring that we secure the houses and that we get the stadium project going. And so, in fact, Madame Ubokrian, she's used to be the ambassador to Grenada, would have stated clearly that her first meeting, Prime Minister reminded her, we didn't have no agreement for no stadium. We had an agreement for stadia. In other words, this other stadium is under the same agreement as the cricket stadium. And as such, we don't have to give up 1,000 houses. And now we have the 1,000 houses coming back. And note, the 600 that are being done now are not part of the 1,000. We still have the 1,000 to come after this 600. Who are you going to trust to build those houses? The people that put a set over there and say they finish them. And when they finish, no sewer lines, no electricity, no water. Yeah? But they finished the houses and was ready to give out when they came into power.
So, I mean...
Let me play Patrick Simmons. You will play him?
Yeah.
Let me play Patrick Simmons.
Brothers and sisters, in 2008, after receiving the instrument to be your Minister for Youth, Empowerment, Sports and Culture, I did make mention to the general public in Grenada and also to the people in the diaspora that I came upon a document that would have spoken to and gave some details on the construction, on the design and the construction of a national stadium, i.e. track and field and football. I can also recall that during that process of 2008, or during the period of 2008 to 2009, myself and the policy advisor at the time, Brother Fullerton, would have visited the Chinese ambassador on 4 different occasions with 4 different permanent secretaries to discuss the issue of the national stadium. And brothers and sisters, as the record will show, that the ambassador at the time said to us in uncertain terms that he cannot honor what we brought forward to him because there was no signed deal on the stadium. And that was the truth. Then, and it is still today. So we proceed through the guidance of the cabinet. And if I may state here, there was one senator, Senator Glenwell, who was the minister responsible for housing, made mention to the cabinet of Grenada at the time in 2008 that it could have been a good idea if we asked the Chinese ambassador to defer on the housing project, and the monies that we would have saved from that, we're going to use it for the construction of the National Stadium. The Chinese ambassador would have agreed to the recommendation, and we proceeded.
Yeah, if I was the Chinese ambassador, I would agree to it too, because I catch a fish head, I would suck it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I would suck the fish head again. I ain't mind.
These are the kind of
incompetence and trying to blame Kenny Fullerton.
You understand?
Kenny Fullerton wasn't the minister, he was the advisor. He go on. I mean, he don't have access to cabinet and that kind of thing. You was the minister. That was the kind of incompetence of the Minister of Finance, the entire structure. Yeah? The entire structure of the administration at that point in time was just fully incompetent.
Yep. They messed up everything. They fired people. They give away jobs. They give away houses.
They go want to go and say Pedro, but Pedro wasn't the minister
no
Minister of Foreign Affairs when all they do that shipping is because he would have got it.
Definitely he would have got it.
He would have gotten it.
You understand? No, they see that they do all sorts of things and they're trying to hide and make excuses, right? They discriminate against people. Look at the health system during 2008 and 13. You had elevators, human elevators in them times. Medication was short. They had a structure 1/3 completed for the new wing of the hospital. What did NDC do during 2008 and 13? They discarded, they left it there to almost get rotten. And they're talking about health. Look at where it is now. Take a view of it and you'll see it.
But Devon, let's roll back. We will come to health just now, But let's just explain to the people of Grenada with the housing thing. You know, the next thing that the NDC did is just before the 2013 general election, they started to shout building material, lap and cut all over the place. The same thing they're accusing the New National Party are doing is what they did. No if, what, or but about it, because every one of you saw it happening in your area.
Yep.
Yeah? And in many instances, wasn't a case of need, was a case of you just want to give somebody something quick to try and get a vote. You know what the NNP ended up meeting? Tens of millions of dollars in bills for building material that were not paid for. Companies that were on the verge of collapse because they had expended so much money for building materials and so that they gave to government and were not being paid. Okay, remember NDC had a 42-day month and all kind of thing. NDC month, 42 days.
Well, they had the longest months and years in that 5 years that they was in office.
Yeah.
It felt like if it was 8 years of that hurricane. First things was so not on par. Incompetence. You understand? The fight for power by a certain section. Yeah, those of you who end up with the party now, right? To damage others, to inflict wound on others, to divide the nation. That is what you guys were all about during 2008. To ensure that you secure yourself, you become powerful, right? So you can run the party. That is what you want. Well, no, you have it. You have it all for yourself now. It's broken. Yeah, it's broken. You can't do nothing about it. You're losing every day. You understand? But you see, the Grenadian people, they are aware. They understood for the last 4.5 years between 2008 to 13. They understood what went on, right? They saw trouble. They had to wonder what is coming next. They didn't even have hope. Hope in St. Andrews almost disappeared That is how it was bad with NDC in 2008, 2013. You understand? The young people suffered. The elderly suffered. Imagine when you move to take away running water from elderly citizens, senior citizens. Something had to be wrong about you guys. The love for people. That is your guys' problem. And then you like to cry babies and so. I mean, it doesn't, you know.
And then they're saying all sorts of things. But at least we didn't do this.
Yes.
Funeral homes in Grenada say the 15% value-added tax imposed by government is too much for them to bear, and the concerns by poor people who use the service is not good.
Government has imposed a 15% value-added tax on the services of funeral homes, but most people are saying that it is too much to pay to bury the dead. Funeral homes are stating that the increase is too much at this time, and while they are not in opposition to government efforts to gain revenue, they are asking for a lowered rate. Manager of Otway Bailey Funeral Home, Clinton Bailey, says he has survived 1 month of the process but is not sure how much longer people would be able to afford the services.
We've been having a lot of complaints, but as I say, it's a transition stage. It's the first month has passed, and plenty complaints. Everybody saying, why we had to pay VAT on the dead, why we had to pay VAT on this. VAT, as is said, VAT is for everyone, and it's on services. On my personal opinion, it could have been 10%.
He says the cost is tabulated on the services, but if one opts to do some work on their own, such as dig graves, that cost will fall on the individual.
A normal funeral, about $6,500. You're looking at least about $7,000, about $900 in VAT. That's $900 extra they have to put on there. And the thing is, the government is always owing you. So they are using your money to operate, if I may say that. I hope I don't get stamped in the drain for this, but if you check it out, government will always be owing you money. And every month, it rolls over and it rolls over. They're using your money to run the government.
Manager of Wayne's Funeral Home, Wayne Archibald, also expressed similar views.
I've spoken to people around the world and so on, and they're very surprised that they have a tax on the dead. So 15%, there should be no tax. But then if there should be a tax, then there should be a little bit less than 15%.
I think we need to hear that part again.
Rewind
I think we need to hear that part again.
Father Wax, you said it well.
Let me hear what Hot Wax had to say.
Yeah.
Serious. We had to play that part again.
The world and so on, and they're very surprised that they.
I hope I don't get stamped in the drain for this, but if you check it out, government will always be owing you money, and every month, it rolls over and it rolls over. They're using your money to run the government.
Manager of Wayne's Funeral Home, Wayne Archibald, also expressed similar views.
I've spoken to people around the world and so on, and they're very surprised that they have a tax on the dead. So 15%, there should be no tax. But then if there should be a tax, then there should be a little bit less than 15%. You see, this is causing, hardships to the families.
This citizen says he too would appreciate some sort of decrease in the amount being paid to bury the dead.
My view about it, they could go a little 10, and next year they go 15.
This is causing,
And then, because things are slow, the economy is down.
Funeral homes say they have been forced to make increases of over $900 in value-added tax to some coffins. Eugenia Peters, CC6 Newsnight.
Yeah, so we one thing, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell and no member of his cabinet tax the dead.
We have respect for the dead.
We didn't tax the dead.
We have respect.
Because when certain people was taxing the living, the nearly living, and the dead.
Imagine the dead. Taxing the dead.
Nicole is saying she was hospitalized in 2009 for 2 months, had to buy her own medication. She still has the receipt.
While in hospital.
Imagine. Yeah?
I tell you, if you had human...
morning.
If you had human elevators during that time, imagine what else happened.
Some strong,
Some big,
able-bodied
strong,
fellas.
able-bodied fellas lifting patients who come out in surgery and had to go on. I mean,
Don't talk about strong, able-bodied fellas. Some fellas might get excited.
oh yes, yeah. Let's leave about. Let's
we
leave this thing
talk about
about strong, able-bodied and thing and what they're wearing. Some fellas will get excited
when they
about
hear
that.
them
I
kind of
don't
thing.
understand.
Anyway, we above that, so we're going to leave that alone.
We're going to leave that
Right.
alone.
Yes, folks, so we're going to take your calls, 440-7377. That's 440-7377. And...
347-329-3101.
Yep.
It's an overseas line.
Amanda is also saying, and what happened? She had a surgery in 2009 and she had to pay. Yeah. So a lot of what the NDC is accusing the New National Party of, we have to understand that these people have done even worse. Who would be using the General Hospital? Who would be using the Princess Alice and the Princess Royal medical facilities? Who would be using the health centers, be it in Grand Bras or Grand Anse? Who are the ones that are going to be using these facilities? It's the poor people.
The poor people.
But what did the NDC do? They leave the iron structure up by the hospital and only point into it and tell you, keep Michelli that day for you. That's what they did. Instead of trying to do something for the poorer people, because they could have fly out and still can. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, morning, Devon and Sheldon.
Morning, sir.
Brother.
I just want to speak to the Grenadian people a bit. I want us to know that by broadening the tax base also means, in my mind, reintroducing the tax on the dead. Although it means bringing in other people, they never say compliance. They say broaden the tax base, and I think we need to think before we go to the polls and on the morning of March 13th, because broadening the tax base would also mean, in my mind, reintroducing the tax on the dead. Have a great day.
All right, my brother. Well, you never know, because when they asked Philip about the broadening of the tax base, that's in the NDC policy agenda. Broadening of the tax base is actually one of the points that the NDC is saying that they're going to use to generate income. So they're going to broaden the tax base. They keep trying to sell it as though they're speaking about compliance. Any little child, I could bring Jamari here and Jamari could tell you the difference between compliance and broadening the tax base. And Jamari is about 7. Yeah? He could tell you the difference between the two. Broadening means that you're going to add more people or people that were never in or things that were never in. Compliance means who is already in, you make sure that they pay what they have to pay. Exactly. So NDC needs to stop trying to take us for fools.
No, but they are what? The thing is with them, they are going to broaden the tax base, and it is clear, as you said to us.
They ain't going to get to do it because they wouldn't win. But anyway, that's the intention.
That's the intention. You understand? So that means, as my friend rightly said, the tax on dead.
Yeah, reintroduce. For instance, you're not paying taxes right now on land, agricultural land that's being used. Exactly. If you're planting, you're not paying for it.
They're going to reintroduce that.
They're going to introduce that you have to pay something on that. Whether it's 5%, 10%, whatever it is.
They're going to do that.
Put something on it. And again, as we always say, and they say, no, we ain't going to do that. But busmen, is you they're coming after? Because if you look at it, buses, if you go to the St. George bus terminal right now, you know what you have there? You have literally millions of dollars parked up on the St. George bus terminal. Millions of dollars is parked up there right now. A lot of people don't realize that. Check the average price of a bus, check the number of buses there, and you can see the value of what is parked up there. But not just that. These buses, and so they need services. They buy parts, they buy fuel, they buy oil, they buy different, what you call them, consumables, and so that they must use for the and then they provide a valuable service. Yeah? So it's literally millions of dollars that passes through the St. George bus terminal on a daily basis. All you feel Nazim watching all you and licking your lip? All you really feel he ain't watching all you and licking his lip as to how some of that millions of dollars could end up in the government coffers, as if enough doesn't already end up there. Because yes, you do pay taxes on the gas. Yep. You do pay taxes on the oil. You do pay taxes if you use the used tires, especially at one rate, and the normal tires and so and other things. You do pay already. But if he's looking to broaden the tax base, while the NNP might look at it and say, okay, Well, we can't do anything that's going to negatively affect the busmen, because if you do that, they are going to ask to raise the bus price, and if they have to raise the bus price, it's the poor people that go feel it. And some of the busmen is poor people too, they're struggling to make ends meet, seat breaking, they have to go and fix that. Some people wicked enough does actually go in some busmen and take razor and cut their seat. It have people that actually do some of these busmen them wickedness. Go in and sit down there with razor and cut the busmen them seat. They have to fix that because nobody want to sit down and thing with sponge coming out and so. So they have to go and find money and fix it.
Watch, Sheldon, confidence, confidence in the leadership of this government. Look at the amount of buses that were, people investing in the last 3 to 4 years in Grenada. Look at the amount. Confidence in the economy.
They provide a valuable service. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The only country, I've been to a few countries, and the only country I know that the buses wait on people instead of people wait on the buses is Grenada.
Exactly.
Every other country, you don't go to a bus terminal and meet a set of buses parked up there and waiting to full and then leave. They don't have a specific time they're leaving, they just wait to full. No. There's a bus that's leaving at 9, it's leaving at 9. You either there at 9 or you get left. There's a bus leaving at 9:15, you get the 9:15 or you have to wait until 9:30. And so they're going. But here in Grenada, a bus park up and it's full. And when he full, if he feel to go with half the load, full load is up to him. He leave, might say, I will get the rest on the road. And he go. Yeah? But who do you think they're going after when they're speaking about broadening the tax base? They would perceive you all as making too much money. When they don't know how you're paying for the bus for the bank, when they don't know that that same money has to go towards fixing the house, yeah, and sending the children to school, and if anything happens medically, that's what the money that you have to use to do all of that. But let's hear what Philip Alexander had to say.
I am not looking at the manifesto as we speak, but let me assure you that what does broadening the tax base mean? It means that you are going to tax areas that are not currently taxed or areas that are exempted from taxes.
Yeah, like the busmen. Yeah, and certain aspects of the operation. But let me go down the road.
Like the dead.
It does not necessarily mean that you are increasing the rate of tax or the amount of tax you will be taking.
What are some of the taxes?
So in other words, the taxes that are there, he said it does not necessarily mean. That's not a straight answer. Does not necessarily means leaves room for it meaning.
Exactly.
So in other words, he leaving the door open so if by chance something would happen and they were to get into office and somebody said, well, look, you did say that. He said, no, he said, not necessarily. I left the door open.
You can't
yeah?
defend that.
So he's trying to be careful how he talk. And Philip?
That's the language.
And Philip, let me hear you.
That would be, so what is going, how is that going to be generated?
Right. That and exactly. That is what it is broadening the tax base mean. What you're trying to do is to bring as many persons into the net, into the fold. And those areas would include the non-commercial, non-formal commercial areas. Those areas will include persons who own different types of property, because remember, property nowadays is not real estate only. You remember, you have today a lot of intellectual property rights, and those are kind of outside.
The plan is to capture people that are not in the net to come within the net.
That is what is it, and to bring more persons.
Would that not anger some people? Figure they never used to pay nothing before. Where you going with that now?
But yes, that may, but it also can lead, as one of the callers pointed out, to a greater sharing of the pie.
Yeah, greater sharing of the pie in truth.
The dead? How the dead could be sharing the pie?
No, they want a greater share of the pie, but they never said a greater share of their pie. They want a greater share of your pie. You only have a little pie, and they want a greater share of the pie. They've been speaking about 22 taxes. Let me clear this thing up. How many of those affect you? You ain't a firearm, you ain't a yacht and them kind of thing, expensive vehicle. You don't have a property that you're earning $10,000 from on a monthly basis. I could understand, well, I doubt you have firearms. Hardly anybody had these things around. Maybe hunters and so would be affected. The members of the GGRA, the Grenada Gun and Rifle Association, that do sports shooting and so they have competition now and again. Maybe them and so, and the one or two businessmen and so that might have that sort of thing. Businessmen. Yes, so you're not talking about poor people when you're talking about that one. So let's see who does it really affect. Yeah? going and shooting out of the mouth and speaking about 22 and 32, and it's not no 22 taxes, they lie. Ask them to name 22 measures that were taken, they cannot name them. Right? They cannot name them. Unless you're a doctor or lawyer or engineer whose fees were raised, that doesn't affect you. Their yearly fee was raised. So the amount that they have to pay to continue to practice in the state of Grenada, in fact, Senator Burke is trying to get out of paying his increased fee, saying he wasn't practicing between 2008 and 2013.
So why you want to pay and he don't want to pay?
Yeah, he's saying that he should not pay the new fee for that period of time when he and his wife, I'm not sure for the wife, but he wasn't paying. Yeah, this is why government is saying that he owes. That is one of the reasons. You want to sue me, Senator Burke? You've been promising that since last year, January.
Oh,
yeah, since last year, January.
Stedlin, Isaac, please tell us if the meeting is today or tomorrow. Right, that's for St. Andrews Southwest in front of Crazy Shop. Right, let us know. It's 6:30 p.m., but we do not have a day. It is today, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Let us know, please.
Francisca Sylvester had surgery in 2009 and I had to pay for medication and surgery. We come into healthcare. Yeah. But we're talking taxes now because they keep talking about taxes. So we can have that discussion. Let's have that discussion. Yeah? Yes, land tax was increased. When was the last time land tax was increased before this? Ages.
Decades.
Ages. Before it was increased to the level that it's the modern level that it's increased to right now. Yeah? And still omitted properties that were agricultural in nature and in production.
You see, one of the things, and we speak to incompetence, right? Dr. Mitchell, right, in going through everything, understanding that, look, we need to raise funds to do whatever for the government, right? I mean, because of his competence and so, he and his team, they were able to look through all the different areas where fees and so were being neglected over the last 30, 40 years. Imagine you was paying a particular fee, $10 in 1960 and 1970. And so these are the things that Dr. Mitchell, right, and his team look for and made it reasonable. So sometimes when you hear them talk about, how many taxes and fees and so, ask them to explain to you.
What taxes and what fees
taxes and the fees.
How do the taxes
affect
the
average Grenadian, yes.
The average Grenadian? That's what they have to do. We have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning, Devon. Good morning. I'm not hearing you all properly on the phone.
Okay, but go right ahead.
A bit more, please.
No, but go right ahead.
Go right ahead.
Good morning, Devon.
Good morning
Sheldon,
to you.
Good morning.
Morning, my dear.
And how are you, lot?
But I look like you're back.
Yes.
Eh?
So you're back now?
You're back home.
Yes, I just arrived hours ago. Let me call. I was trying to call you over there. I've been trying and I just couldn't get through.
Oh, dear.
But I'm glad I'm back. And I'm glad you didn't do anything without me. I'll come back to help you, to help my party. Anyway, I just phoned in. Devon, everything all right with you?
Everything is good for me now for the time being.
Right. And Sheldon, you good?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So I just saying hello and to make you know I'm back. And thank you for supporting me when I was leaving.
All right, my dear.
No problem.
Okay,
you're welcome.
Right. Stay strong.
Right.
Listening to you.
All right, my love.
Bye-bye. You take a good morning. I'll call you.
She's there.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Oh, boy. Yeah, 4407377. I think we've got another caller on the phone line.
Good morning and welcome.
Yeah, morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, just to announce the St. Max constituency branch, the candidate for St. Max will be holding a public meeting as usual. We had the first one in Maran a few days ago. And now we would be at Walt, opposite the fish market at 6:30 p.m. this afternoon. We encourage everybody to come out and hear the message and to hear other speakers and other candidates' plans for the continued development of the parish of St. Max, constituency of St. Max. So come on, and be part of that public meeting this afternoon in Waltham.
All right.
All right.
Okay, bro. They all you're telling us today and you're gone, man?
Eh?
They all you're telling us today and you're gone?
Tenant tie up. I'm busy. Well, I'm busy. I'm working to make sure they get the 50.
Hey,
we get the 50 and they get nil.
28 days to election, eh? All right.
Yeah, well, you know, these days, let me tell you, when I have time, my time, but you see, we could only bring out the numbers if we do the work. And right now, I'm working at.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Work hard.
All right.
We're
going to talk.
Let's.
I mean, how come? Right? As one of our persons online said, how come you have a gentleman who's a finance minister, right? Or was a finance minister, Nazim Burke. He do not want to pay practicing fees, but he want to tax people and he wanted all.
The man claimed that he was not. He says he was not practicing law in that space at time, and as such, he shouldn't pay for that time. So maybe he stopped being a lawyer during that period of time. So he said he was not practicing law, so he should not pay for that time. I don't know.
Good morning and welcome.
Morning.
We having Northeast having a meeting in Sanko this afternoon in Boca at 6 o'clock, 6:30.
So that's St. George Northeast. Toby.
The Northeast.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
So in Sanko for
this afternoon, yeah.
For 6:30.
Yeah.
All right, my brother.
All right.
So take care.
Listen.
All right.
All right.
But
so Sanko for 6:30. Hermitage this evening for around the same time. In Waltham by the fish, across from the fish market there, 6:30. Where else we have?
Tivoli.
Tivoli's tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow for 6:30 as well by the cemetery there. Right? Nice, yeah. Don't afraid to say cemetery. The next thing they send police on me by. Afraid, no? They're afraid.
Oh my God! But you know, Sheldon, we have to let's rig up some clips.
Yeah.
Especially the one where NDC is planning to sabotage the March 13th election. You see, we have to let people know, sensitize them, let them understand what this opposition, this party, not opposition, this party is trying to do to get into office. Right? We have to make our people understand that, look, we have to guard against this type of desperation, that thirst, that hunger for power by a group of gentlemen led by Nazim Burke. You understand? Right? To take over the reins of Grenada. We have to warn our people what this guy is capable of. We have seen him act in 2008 to 2013. We have seen the performance, how he treated workers, how he treated the young people.
Okay, so you're saying because they don't want us to talk about these kind of things.
No, they don't.
Taxes for now. They don't want us to talk about the fact. They're trying to switch the discussion onto me because they don't want the discussion to be that they have been caught literally with their pants around the ankles. We'll talk about that one another time. But anyway, they've been caught literally with their pants around their ankles while I was planning to strip a partner of mine naked in public. But they've been caught with their pants down, literally plotting to disrupt election day. They don't want you to vote because they know if you vote that the majority of people in Grenada support the new National Party. If you know the majority of people supporting you, you would not be plotting of how to make people not vote on election day. You would be working towards getting everybody out to vote on election day. But they know for a fact that they don't have that kind of support. So you know what they do? They bring in the people to tell people to do this.
Because the point is, when people like me get involved, is if your opponent is going to win this box, slow it to hell down. Object to every possible thing. Have the line outside as long as possible so that the people get frustrated, standing in the hot sun or the rain, and they go home. And at the end of the night, who does that affect? It's one of your stronger boxes, right? So while we intend to replicate that, where it's to our advantage as well, we need to guard against it on our flanks. And this, I'm throwing a lot at you, but know that this is just like, I want to hear what you guys think, and then we're going to be much more structured in our approach. Once you guys get your shepherds in play, your inside agents in play, your outside.
Just know that I've got a lot more than what we've been playing, but I've been kind of hoping that they say certain things. Yeah, right? But that is Victor, who happens to be I ain't gonna give his surname. I didn't think I need to do that.
Yeah,
I have his surname, you know.
Yeah, not Victor Burke.
I have his full name, you know. I have his actual full name. But it ain't necessary for me to do that.
Necessary.
Yeah?
You know?
And yo, bro, has been Jamaica too, huh?
Yeah.
More around Montego Bay and Kingston and Hermitage, them areas and them there. That is what there's lime and thing when up there. Alright? I'll let you know where there's been Jamaica becoming half read. Yeah. Anyhow. So this is the advisor that was brought in by the National Democratic Congress telling the members of the NDC that they should slow down. Slow it to hell down. Slow down the process on election day. That they, if they realize that the new National Party is winning in a particular box, a ballot box, they realize when they check the line, you see 100 people, and you realize 70 of those people are going to vote for the new National Party, then the persons inside are being told to slow the process down to frustrate those people. So maybe 50 of them might decide they're voting again and they're gone. Or frustrate the process. You have to look for anything that they would do within legal means and maybe even illegal means if they can get away with it. Yes, I'm saying that to you, NDC, that you would try legal, and if you think you will get away with it, you may even try illegal means to slow down the process and deny people the right to vote on election day.
But Sheldon, and one of the things we have to make clear, right? They're doing that deliberately. It's illegal. They're trying to slow it to hell down. It's illegal, and we have to guard against it. Yes, they may have some legal loophole where they could they could basically object to certain things. Yes, but it must be done according to law.
You know the good thing? Apparently, somebody maybe tell the parliamentary office about what is being planned. They've heard it on Hard Talk. Who knows? Maybe the parliamentary office is listening too.
Yes, it's listening too.
But they have said that they will guard against this on election day, so they're looking out for them. But I still want every one of you, every voter, to be aware and look out for this happening on election day. Remember, business places must, not could, not might, must give you permission to vote on election day. You must be given permission. The thing is, for continuity, there may be a business that decides to go on skeleton staff or half staff for the first part of the day and half staff for the second part of the day. So they would tell the first half, you can vote in the morning, and when you come in, then the other staff can leave. Yeah? So we have to ensure, one, that businesses know they must leave, let people leave. But two, you have to check yourself too, because if the ones that go and vote in the morning belong to the other party, they might come back in at a time that you could leave in time to go and vote.
Exactly. But at the same time,
that's how we are slowing down the process too.
That's part of slowing down that process.
So make sure you in the first set that go and vote.
Or even though you're not, when you know the time they're supposed to come back, let your boss know that, boss, I have to go and vote.
Yeah.
You have to let me go and vote.
If the business are closed for that day, the business go close for that day.
So be it.
But you're going and vote. And don't let nobody, because they're trying to convince you that if you don't have an ID, you can't vote. That is not true. They want to convince you. I heard them. They've been trying to push this thing and say it's illegal. It's not illegal. You may have had an incident. Who knows? Yesterday with that fire down in Frequente, some people could have lost the documents and so in the business place. Suppose some people burn with the ID and everything inside there.
Yep.
These people can still vote.
Oh, yes.
Once your name is on the list at that polling station, you have to be, not you might, not you should, you have to be allowed to vote. But before we go back to the phone lines, don't take it just from us. Don't think we just saying thing. We playing thing.
Yeah, listen to that.
Because here's the voice of the General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress at an internal meeting encouraging bad behavior by his team, the NDC indoor agents and the outdoor agents on election day. Glenn Noel.
That's Glenn Noel.
This one is for you.
This one.
I don't know if you will allow, because I think the point you make is an extremely important point. Now, what I discover about us over the years as NDC, often problem is not lack of information or knowledge or what has to be done, but the act. We do have a few tricks of our own, and we're not able to detect if the enemy is playing fall with us. So the part Victor made about learning to slow down in pulling the vision box where the enemy is winning. In other words, he called for an Indo agent who just doesn't understand just the pure law and everything, but somebody who is empowered and feels strong enough that they understand what's going on and they could come up with something of their own and say, but we can't allow that to happen. So nobody can prevent you from questioning a name and slowing down the process. Is that proper? It is. Selfishness is not always a bad thing. But scampishness was behind some of the greatest slave revolts of this hemisphere. Like, and scampishness is basically the Caribbean version of cunning. Right. And white people in parliaments all around the world prize their most cunning people. Why? Because they win. So let's not pretend that Keith Mitchell is not cunning. Keith Mitchell is one of the most cunning politicians in the Caribbean. And not only is he a cunning politician, and if you don't respect your opponents, you can't beat them. But not only is he a cunning politician, he's a pit bull. Right? And you cannot, unless you're a Great Dane, you can't sit quietly around a pit bull. You need to be a sort of pit bullish yourself. Or at least have surrogates who can come across as pit bulls. If not, a Rottweiler every now and then. But you need to have people and women are the best people usually to do inside each job. Because they can deal with the range of humanity. They can talk to other women a certain way, they can talk to the toughest guy on the street a certain way, they can talk to the doctor a certain way. They're the best. But if they are not willing to be scampish when necessary in the polling booth when they see things aren't going right, don't put them in there. Don't send them someplace else. Right? We're going to have to be very careful with who goes in and the temperament of those people. And whether or not they need to be able to be very professional when necessary, but also very ghetto and very ratchet when necessary.
Yeah, so we take it there, the NDCites are being encouraged to be, and I want to know if you all want to associate with people like that. Are you going to put on a t-shirt and follow a group of individuals that are saying it's okay to be scampish and ratchet?
Ratchet.
Yeah.
And
scampish and ratchet. That's what their advisor has come here to encourage Grenadians to be against other Grenadians. Ratchet and scampish, yeah.
Do you want to be in an organization that is training people to sabotage the electoral process of your country? Free and fair elections, right? This is what it's all about. This is what our foreparents died and suffered for every single Grenadian who's eligible to vote. Are you going to be part of an organization who is prepared to train fellow Grenadians, right, to deny other Grenadians of their fundamental rights? We cannot allow something like that to happen. We have to speak out. We have to let the world know what they are doing. We have to stop them.
Yeah, let me see the live. What I don't get, Vincent says it's training to be guarded at such behavior, but Glenn saying these sort of behavior that they are supposed to be guarded against is proper behavior. The left never know what the right is doing. Yeah. See, Bingi is in there asking us to talk about the debate. We've already spoken about that, my friend. So if you want, when the program is finished, you could listen to the rebroadcast at 8 p.m. tonight or view the video again. We've said what we had to say about that already. Yeah? We've said what we have to say about that already. But we know you're sent there to try and distract from the discussion that's taking place and make yourself the center of attention. So which is why I will ask all of you within the live to right now go to the like button, like the video, and share it. that's the response that you give to individuals who are trying to draw you into their discussion. Go to the page, go to Hard Talk Grenada on Facebook right now, go to the live feed, like the feed, and then share it. Do that right now. That's the way you answer them. Yeah, that's the way you answer them. So yeah, here it is. And you have the General Secretary of the NDC, and there are other executive members there as well. Yeah, there are also some voices that has been calling radio programs and trying to play impartial and independent. Yeah, I've got you all, man. I've got you all.
Got you.
Yeah.
You know, I don't support no political party. I'm just this and this, that.
Yeah.
But see you
all.
all.
You sit down in internal meeting discussing how to disrupt the election day.
Strategic, meetings and so. But the most deceiving and deceitful thing about you guys, you're not honest to the Grenadian people. While you asking the Grenadian people to support your political party, you behind teaming up with other regional partners to sabotage the election. How can you want to govern a people? I mean, we passed that stage already. We had a revolution in 1979, right? And we know what happened. And so we don't want to govern our people by force. We have passed that stage. People have gained the right, the opportunity, right, to vote on election. And Dr. Mitchell and his team has shown the Grenadian people that it's all about democracy. It is your will. I mean, according to Chester Humphrey, and they have the audacity, right, claiming that they are the National Democratic Congress, but they're trying to steal the democratic rights of the Grenadian people.
Good morning, Brother Scott and Brother Romain.
Good morning, my dear.
That is how the people want trying to win the election.
Yeah, they're trying to do you that on election morning. They want to frustrate you, eh?
But there is a God. How come you all get it to know about what's going on? But there is a God, and He never sleep yet. So that is the reason why you all get a clip to play, so that the whole of the world can hear what will be happening in this country, Grenada. But God is in control. He knows everything about this wicked people and them. So, and that election morning, we will get our victory. God is good.
All right, my love.
You take care.
All right. Yeah, that's what they're planning to do, and we want you all to know that that's what they're planning to do. So if they see a line of you, and they see 200 people in that line, and they realize 160 coming to vote for the new National Party, they will do everything possible in that polling station to stop you. Remember, with or without ID, once your name is on the list, you're voting.
Yes, you're voting.
Yeah, don't let anybody try to stop you. Yeah, don't let anybody try to stop you.
And if you don't believe me and Sheldon, go. You have enough time. You have 28 days, 27 days, as a matter of fact, to go and find out for yourself. Go to any parliamentary electoral office and ask the question. Call them and explain to them what you want to find out. Right? We are giving you the facts. You have to know your rights. Don't let them stop you. Don't let them slow it to hell down.
Yeah,
we're going to keep on moving.
Some of them NDC candidates so fake. They say a smile should see a made in Taiwan on it. Anyhow, we have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Gentlemen.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Just quiet. Let us speak a little bit about noise pollution. And listen to me. Brother Devon, you just said it a while ago. The silence of these people that have asked for signing of code of conduct, etc. The silence of these people is deafening.
Yes, very much so.
It's deafening. Noise pollution, gentlemen. It is deafening. Could you imagine that had been an activity of the ruling the party of the ruling administration?
We'd never hear the end of it.
Are you understanding me?
Oh, definitely.
We'd never hear the end of it.
Are you understanding me? Mm-hmm. So therefore, it is necessary to highlight that the difference in behavior relative to what it's saying. How genuine are these people in light of such information?
And they have it. They have the information.
You understand me? So to me, I repeat, their silence is deafening. Deafening.
It's
And my
unbearable.
friend, they had a press conference on Friday. They did not address this issue.
Well, gentlemen, look at it another way. And Brother Devon and Brother Scott, I think you all made the point. Voting. In fact, I think I see BBC said a few days ago, last week, women in England celebrated the 100th anniversary of their being allowed to vote. You understand me? And check that organization again. You had a Caribbean person again from Guyana speaking to their gathering at Wester Hall, and in an attempt to emphasize the sacredness, the sanctity of the vote, of the right to vote. The gentleman, that person went overboard in declaring that if anybody in your house ain't go and vote, put them out.
And I said to the parents,
that is extreme. But let us look at what that person was trying to capture: the importance of voting. And here you have it. That same organization, that very same organization, at the highest level of the organization, executive members, and you have the chairman on radio also saying, acknowledging that the activity took place, and it involved the executive and immediate foot soldiers, and they were being indoctrinated into frustrating a citizen's right to exercise his vote. Are you understanding me?
Yes, we are.
Are we on the same page here?
And not just any citizen, a citizen who holds a different view from themselves. The basis of democracy is accepting that people hold different views from themselves, and we work together to build a society.
I will go beyond that, because the intention to disrupt will not distinguish between A, B, or C. It is intended to stall, to prohibit, to inhibit, to delay, to frustrate all who may come. You understand me?
And that's all add up to a tantamount to sabotage.
And that is a criminal act.
It is.
As far as I'm concerned. That is unlawful. It's very, very much unlawful.
And we have to call them out.
But, I mean, as I said again, the silence of certain people is deafening. You know, an action speaks sometimes louder than words. And inaction sometimes is greater action, is a great action. So the silence is these. I mean, some accountability has to be had. I think you have to ensure that you encourage all your people on election day, especially the ones who are going to be at the polling station. Once somebody gets in the line, you get a name and verify whether that person is voting there on is listed in that polling station. The minute you determine that that person is not for there, get them out. Let it known to the relevant authority there that that person is not there, or tell them If they seek to insist on staying there, you know the intentions is really to do other than good. But, gentlemen, I tell you.
Don't
all
worry,
right, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
All right, take care.
440-7377. That's a 440-7377. And this
347-329-3101.
And this is what Doc was speaking about.
I challenge parents and I challenge young people to come out in their numbers and vote. And I said to the parents, if they're not going to vote, put them out. If your children are not going to vote, put them out. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but that is how serious I consider the right to exercise your franchise.
Yeah, bringing people to destroy the family structure.
Yeah.
Slow it down. Slow it the hell down.
The audacity of you guys. And you claim to be patriotic Grenadians? I don't think so. Those of you who are planning to disrupt and to create this unity among the Grenadian people, we ask you to stop it. You are our fellow Grenadians. We don't need that.
But let's hear what Vincent Roberts
had to say.
Vincent Roberts had to say. He's the chairman
of the party
of the NDC, and he confirmed that they have been going around from constituent. Not that we didn't know and we didn't have evidence, but he has confirmed that they're going. We really didn't need you to confirm anything. We could have just played. But anyway, he has been evil laugh. Yeah. He has been confirming that what took place was a training session and that it took place around the island. Yeah?
People know that you guys come on Tuesdays.
Yes.
So someone sent me a message earlier today and they told me to, whoever's coming from the NDC, ask them about because I didn't hear it. I was tied up with other things yesterday, so I didn't follow news as much as I do. To ask them about the meeting, this plan to disrupt the election process.
No, that wasn't what was said.
In this recording that was aired.
No, that was not what was the contents.
Mm-hmm.
It was a training session for our indoor and outdoor agents and telling them what to expect.
Right.
You can expect this is how you deal with it, and so on.
But you hear lie?
No, he's not lying. He's not lying. He's telling the truth. You can expect people coming to vote for NNP, and this is how you deal with it. You slow it the hell down. So he's lying. He might be trying to mislead in the way that he has made the statement, but he's lying. It's a training session of what to expect and how to deal with it. So what to expect is loads of people coming to vote for the new National Party at your polling station. How do you deal with it? Slow it the hell down. Behave scampish and ratchet and ghetto. Yeah? And Vince?
How can an organization who claims to want to represent the Grenadian people be involved in such, dirty behavior? Training fellow Grenadians to sabotage the election? The one God-given right that we have to vote and elect, to put persons to represent us. You want that? You want to disturb that? Come on, guys. Remember, think of something better than that.
As I keep saying, these people do not respect democracy, nor are they lovers of anything that will be beneficial to the poor.
But then
they are not lovers of anything that will be beneficial to the poor, be it housing or housing assistance. Look what happened in St. John. The Honorable Alvin Dabrio, they have the housing program going. Are you supposed to close the housing program or close the road program or close it because you're 28 days from election? No. You continue doing what you have to do. So, under the housing program, windows were provided. I think that's one of the places. No, St. Lou. Were provided by St. Lou. Instead of the individuals from St. John having to come all the way down to Grandans there and collect the windows, pay a transportation to go down and collect it and bring it up on their own, they made an arrangement with St. Lou Metal to bring the windows up. So the windows were brought up. All the windows come up to St. John, they take a picture it and say, look, NNP buying us at a window and giving out. It's not NNP. The government of Grenada is providing a service to the people of St. John. And an intelligent person like Alvin Dabrio and a caring person who knows that the average person who needs the help to buy the window can't go and spend the same amount of money they might have to spend for a window to go down Grandance and collect it. Because you have to get a truck to go down there and collect that window.
It will cost more than the price of the window anyways
Exactly.
for transportation.
By the time they finish with you pay more than you pay for a window. So, it's simple, you know. St. Louis Metal get the sale for the windows, but as part of the agreement, they have to drop the windows up. When it's in St. John, it's pretty easy for anybody to just take it and put it in the back of the vehicle and drop it for the person, or the person might be able to get something right there in St. John, some neighbor, some friend passing, to just pick it up and drop for them. Do you stop servicing the needs of the people of Grenada because you are within an election campaign? Does that make any sense to any of you?
No, but you see, they always believe in chaotic situations. You see, they want that all Tom, Dick, and Harry Grenadians to go down at St. Louis or to go down at some hard way and start rushing for windows. And no, the government is organized, right? It's a caring government. It's organized, and it will do it the best way possible. It's a service. And when the government is providing a service for its people, it tries its best to do it the best way possible. Right? No chaos and helter-skelter and everything like what you NDC guys like. You strive on chaos and that sort of things. I mean, that's what you guys live on.
But here's this, huh? You know, I have another piece of audio. When I will play that one, boy.
Let me play them thing.
No, I ain't gonna play them. I ain't gonna play that one today.
They like to threaten people and everything.
I want to see if what I think is gonna happen on the weekend is gonna happen, and then we'll play that on Monday so people know exactly why it happened. Let's see if what I think is gonna happen on the weekend is gonna happen, and then I'll play what I have to play on Monday. Yeah, Devon, you even hear that one? I had that one hit, right? But here's what. Yeah, I know there's been a story making the rounds that Grenada has lost its voting rights at the United Nations. Just so that you all know, the government of Grenada sent that check since the beginning of February off to the United Nations. The list would have been done before. Yeah, but the payment has already been made. Yeah? So the United Nations being the United Nations and the structure that they are, they put out the information without, you know, making sure what is supposed to be there is there. But the check was paid. It has been sent since the beginning of last week or so. It was sent to the United Nations. So Grenada would not be losing any voting rights or losing any benefits. But again, these guys, yeah. In fact, when we came into office, I could tell you that we lost voting rights at the United Nations, because I hear one of them come saying something so this morning like, oh, that never happened under the NDC. That never what?
All these among the things you all neglect during that 4.5 years.
From the Commonwealth, the United Nations, the CDB that was downgraded because Mr. Finance Minister Nazim Burke did not pay what they were supposed to pay to the CDB on time and caused the Caribbean Development Bank, the bank of all the Caribbean countries, to lose its rating and be devalued. Not the dollar, but the bank. That's what happened. But they come in running him out about that's incompetence.
Serious
He is incompetent.
Serious. Imagine a finance minister, V. Nazim Burke, finance minister of Grenada, and look at all the delinquent payments.
RSS was watching us. RSS, the regional security system, watching us cross-eye. CARICOM was watching us cross-eye.
But not only that, the procurement board that usually get medication for the entire OECS or so.
Well, that one was the worst.
I mean,
again,
and they're talking about health.
It's the poor people that suffer. Let's go to the phone.
They're talking about health. Good morning and welcome.
Hey, morning. How you all doing, man?
Morning, my friend.
You know, it's rather tricky of the NDC and what they would have done when listening to that clip on a plane. You notice, just to convince the people that was in that meeting that they should do what they want them to do, they try to pull in Dr. Mitchell in it and say he is someone who does things like that on election day. When you listen to the clip, it just show you how low. It show you the level of gutter politics that the NDC intend to play from the leadership go right down. Because let me tell you, you and I know that this guy didn't come in there and just like that. They pay to bring in these guys. You understand? And if you look at it, this is information that we would have on 3 of the persons that they have paid so far to bring in. One tell people to put out the children if they didn't vote. The other one was sensible enough to let truth prevail and say, vote the House on election day, the one in Carriacou. And this one now is telling the people how to be very disruptive on polling day. Now, where is all that coming from? One camp. A camp that tried to champion the cause of transparency, accountability, and good governance. Now, you see, the thing about it here, Ingrid, you have a saying we don't say. What happened in the dark does come out in the light. And that's what happened to these guys, brethren. These guys have been trying to cover themselves, right, with sheep clothing. But in their heart, they are wolves. They are nothing more than wolves. And the wolf attitude is so plain. It is so transparent as we are seeing now. But brother, you know the word of God says, your sin shall surely find you out. And that's what's going on with these guys. You know? That's what's going on with these guys. And Grenadians have to be very careful not to be fooled. Not to be fooled by what these guys are saying when they meet them face to face. But look at what is happening behind the scenes. Look at the plans of the NDC, led by V. Nazimbok. The V is for Victor, for those who don't know. You understand? We have to look at it. It is very deceptive. And it's coming from the leadership. As I said this morning on another program, brethren, none of the other leaders of the NDC before would have agreed to do such. We have never seen that kind of dirty politics. We have never seen that kind of gutter politics. Eh? Hey.
No, exactly, my brother. Hello?
You there?
Hello? Yeah, because you see, the reason why I'm saying it, when you look at what is happening, could you imagine, NDC is taking the money that the hard-working Grenadians give them to campaign to bring it. They're talking about artists. You know how much money these consultants is being paid to come in to tell Grenadians this garbage? You know how much money is being paid? You have to house them. You have to feed them. You have to give them transportation. And you still have to pay them the consultant fee to tell Grenadians how to disrupt the electoral process here in this country, and to tell Grenadian mothers and fathers to put out the children if they don't vote. Grenadians, you have to look at that. And that is what we say. In the New National Party, we have said it. This election is not about party. This election is about country. It's about voting for the stability of your country. It's about voting persons who are competent to govern the business of the country. You could put these guys into office. You see what their intention is?
Sabotage.
These guys' intention is just as the advocate, which outside what they call the devil, in the sense that to steal, kill, and destroy. That's all. You hear they say they want to destroy my very good friend, Panamese. They say they will strip him in public, right? They want to strip him. They want to strip him in public on the boy. No, we can't allow that. But in other news, very good news, the New National Party will be having the constituency meeting at Sanko in Boca, as well as they will be having in the Tonga St. George. They'll be having a major meeting also in Dabo, in front of a Sharon shop next to Andy, by that beautiful shed that was built by the New National Party, the NMP in Dabo, so that the people could shelter both sun and rain. You understand? Right along that side, there will be a massive meeting. They'll have persons to the like of Brother Chester Humphrey will be there again. He will be giving his testimony and he will preach it and charting the way forward for the people of this country and for the Tonga St. George under the MP. Well, I say MP because I know he's going to win. Why? Because we are going outside to support him. But with the candidate for the New National Party, Peter David.
All right, my brother.
Blessing.
All right. Yes, I was listening something. Oh boy, there's a call on the overseas line. Let's take that.
Good morning and welcome. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Devon.
Good morning, my friend.
Morning, Sheldon.
Morning.
Morning to Grenada and the rest of the listening world. Sheldon and Devon, on the notion of this tape that is going around with the NDC. And NDC is calling for a national debate with Dr. Mitchell. My take on this is that NDC has tainted the rules of the election because this tape clearly shows that they are willing to bend the rules. What I would like to see before a national debate is that, one, they explain that tape. Two, they apologize for even planning to do something like that. Three, they know themselves from such behavior and promise that it will not happen in the future. And four, take severe action against the person who I think is the chairman or whoever it is that's been heard distorting those type of information in the tape. From my opinion, unless those four things hasn't happened, then our leaders should not be on any platform together with these people because they are not willing to play by the rules. So why should I play a game with you when you're willing to bend the rules? You know what I mean? So from my opinion, I would like to see them take care of these four things before they call for a national debate.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
All right, brother.
Have a good day, my brother.
Yes, 4407377.
Just and 347-329-3101. Just to remind folks, St. Andrews Southwest, there will be a pocket meeting here held by...
We do a pocket meeting, we are meeting.
Well, yes, meeting, right, held by the Honorable Yolan Bain Hofford, right in front of Crazy Shop, right, in Carroot, right there, right? Come out in your numbers and support the candidate and the MP, Honorable Yolan Bain Hofford, St. Andrews Southwest, okay?
Yes, I think the call...
Oh, and it starts at 6:30.
That last caller, I kind of like what the last caller said too, you know, yeah. I think we had to tell the boss that. Before we go in any debate, these are our demands.
Yes.
Yeah. Explain that.
Explain that to us and so on, and so on. Then we will consider.
I think the Victor we know about. I think we don't know about Giles and the others too.
Yeah. All these fellas, and we know
the
everything.
People who came here and put together ad. Although the saying is not them and Giles say, no, me do that. Yeah, but those that come, you feel I don't know about Giles Dickinson. Yeah, anyhow, the guys that come here and put together ad to act like if Grenadians eating out a garbage bin. Yeah? That is what you all brought. You, the NDC, brought people here to come and give the impression that we Grenadians are so badly off that we eating out a garbage bin. That's what your political organization, Mr. Burke, that's what you all do and come and put out for people to get that impression of Grenadians that we are so badly off that we have to be shopping in garbage bin.
Garbage containers.
Then you had Jenny Rapier last time going up and saying that all people in Brazil eating out the dump and them kind of things. So
the audacity of this.
Yeah, they eating green skin. What, they eating fig skin? All kind of stupidness does be talking. Marlene said, long now, they frustrating people. When he was Minister of Finance and people come to see him, he always go to the back, be with you in a minute, until the man fed up and leave. He been practicing that long. They just get professional authorization. Marlene, you dread.
No, she's speaking the truth.
Marlene, you dread.
She's speaking the truth. You see, because that's the type of person that, you see, and we have to continue to explain to Grenadians the type of person that we are dealing with in Venus and Burke.
People in general.
Yeah.
Because let me use an example. Would it have been 2010 when there was, people tend to forget things, swine flu. Remember when there's that swine flu outbreak in Mexico? And Grenada had over 50 students there. And the then Minister of Education gave the impression that it was no we that send them there. The government of Grenada, poor people, children, was in danger. You had how much people dead in Mexico with swine flu at that point in time.
And she didn't care?
Yeah. How much people was dying with swine flu. They had to close the school. The students had to remain on the compound. In fact, they had to remain in their room. Anywhere they go in, they had to wear masks. The students were calling in to programs. Even when the minister sit on the program, they call into the program and they say, Minister, we hear you saying some things and it's not true. We can leave. We are allowed to leave.
Franca Bernardine was the Minister of Education.
Who are you think I'm talking about? I didn't mention this, Franca. Thank you, Devon. Repeat it again.
Franca Bernardine. That was the Minister of Education.
And it's poor people, children, as I say. It's poor people. So they don't care.
No, they don't.
So it's poor people, children was there in Mexico getting an education. Their lives were endangered because you had the swine flu epidemic took Mexico by storm at that point in time.
And we didn't send them away.
They didn't even have the proper medication in Mexico in case one of the students got ill. they definitely would have died, because what was taking place is that those foreigners that contracted the swine flu and stayed in Mexico died, and those that left and went back to their home territory received better health care. The minister was on radio, the same Franca, was on radio and television saying that all the students in Mexico, when they had the swine flu, that they have health insurance, and the health insurance go cover them in case of anything. Lies again. The health insurance could have barely get 2 aspirin and a glass of water for the students that were up there at that point in time. 2 aspirin and a glass of water.
They don't like when we speak of those things.
They don't like us remind people.
When we remind the Grenadian people.
We didn't send them there.
Yeah, of their attitude towards poor people. The people who you are elected. Well, she was not an elected member anyways. They put you there to serve the people of Grenada. My God, the least you can do is try your best. Do a good job. But instead, but it's all right. People like you would never get an opportunity to go back to treat the Grenadian people like that. Never.
Gail is saying she see people in Grenada eat out of the bin, so what's the big deal? Gail, anyone you see doing that is a mental case.
Mental case.
But the impression the NDC was giving is that the economic situation was so hard in Grenada that people with normal senses were going to dustbins and eating out of necessity. Nobody, and I could repeat it without having fear of having to take it back, nobody in the state of Grenada, on the islands of Grenada, Carriacou, or Petit Martinique eats out of a dustbin through necessity.
Never happened.
Right there in town, yeah, some fellas like to go and dig the dustbin. But right in town self, you have the Sisters of Charity, does call them, that provide meals for these people and them on a daily basis.
Every day.
You have the Salvation Army that provides stuff for these people, and outside of that, you have people like Kami and others in town, Chucky and so on, although it doesn't talk about that.
No,
but all these people that would provide something for them to eat, so there's no necessity to go in a dustbin. So for anybody
knows that.
For anybody to come to our country, yeah, Claudette know that very well.
Yeah, she know that very well.
Yeah, but for anybody to come to our country and try to give the impression that Grenadians so badly off that we have to be eaten out from dustbin should be rebuked by the people of Grenada.
Oh yeah, and they will be
rebuked by the people of Grenada, because it's not true. It's a lie from the pit of hell, according to our good friend of mine that said.
March 13, 2018 is the date set for election. It is a date when the Grenadian people will come together, unite, right, and keep moving. Make no mistake about that. Dr. Mitchell has the constitutional right. He has the right, he alone, to do it, and he did it. And it is a time when we Grenadians, all of us, will come together and keep moving.
Yeah, I think somebody say play this again. Let's play it.
I know that you guys come on Tuesdays.
Yes.
So someone sent me a message earlier today, and they told me to, whoever's coming from the NDC, ask them about because I didn't hear it. I was tied up with other things yesterday, so I didn't follow news as much as I do. To ask them about the meeting, this plan to disrupt the election process.
No, that wasn't what was said.
In this recording that was aired.
No, that was not what was the contents. It was a training session for our indoor and outdoor agents and telling them what to expect. Right. You know, you can expect this is how you deal with it, you know, and so on.
I don't know if you're alone, because I think the point you make is an extremely important point. Now, what I discover about us over the years as NBC, often the problem is not lack of information or knowledge or what has to be done, but the act. We do have a few tricks of our own, and we're not able to detect if the enemy is playing fall with us. So the part Victor made about learning to slow down and pulling the vision box where the enemy is winning. In other words, he called for an Indo agent who just doesn't understand just the pure law and everything, but somebody who is empowered and feel strong enough that they understand what's going on and they could come up with something of their own and say, well, we can't allow that to happen. So nobody can prevent a questioning a name and slowing down the process. Is that proper? It is. Scampishness is not always a bad thing. But it comes to scampishness was behind some of the greatest slave revolts of this hemisphere. Like, and scampishness is basically the Caribbean version of cunning. Right? And white people in parliaments all around the world prize their most cunning people. Why? Because they win. So, let's not pretend that Keith Mitchell is not cunning. Keith Mitchell is one of the most cunning politicians in the Caribbean. And not only is he a cunning politician, and if you don't respect your opponents, you can't beat them. But not only is he a cunning politician, he's a pit bull. Right? And you cannot, unless you're a Great Dane, you can't sit quietly around a pit bull. You need to be a sort of pit bullish yourself. Or at least have surrogates who can come across as pit bulls. If not, a Rottweiler every now and then. But you need to have people and women are the best people usually to do inside the job. Because they can deal with the range of humanity. They can talk to other women a certain way, they can talk to the toughest guy on the street a certain way, they can talk to the doctor a certain way. They're the best. But if they are not willing to be scampish when necessary in the polling booth when they see things aren't going right, don't put them in there. Don't send them someplace else. Right? We're going to have to be very careful with who goes in and the temperament of those people. And whether or not they need to be able to be very professional when necessary, but also very ghetto and very ratchet when necessary.
Yeah, very ghetto and very ratchet
when necessary.
When necessary. So says the NDC.
Good morning and welcome. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning. Yes. Devon? Yes, caller. You're live.
You're live.
Yeah. This clip you're playing, right?
Yeah.
What you do? Let us know all this agent's name, full name. And if you have pictures, put them up so that we know exactly who we're dealing with when election day comes.
All right.
All right, brother.
Okay, brother.
Yeah.
What I can say is this. You'll definitely know who are the agents, although they can't wear the party T-shirt or anything to show that they are members of the NDC, but you will definitely be able to know who is the NDC indoor and outdoor agents on the election day. We generally know who these people are. And they will be the ones that are trying their very best to make sure that you don't vote.
Exactly.
Once they perceive that you are going to vote on behalf of the new national party, they will be doing everything possible to ensure that you do not cast a ballot on that day. I think we have another caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Yes. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Devon?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
And morning, Senator Scott.
Morning.
Yes, I want to touch that point with you all. When the guy mentioned about ratchet men, his violence, the man talking about his knife men, you know. The ratchet is a knife the Jamaicans normally hold and they thing, and then grrrt, grrrt, he making that song, and they usually cut up the weed with it. But it's violence, you know, the ratchet men, and remember you talk about strong men and things, so it's violence.
I think we lost that caller.
Yeah, ratchet behavior.
Yeah, but I know what's a ratchet knife growing up, you know, the little wooden handle one. The handle used to look kind of purplish reddish.
Purplish reddish.
Yeah, and you just flick it open.
Cut your hand and so with it and try to flip it.
Yeah,
piece of finger dropping out and everything. And
yeah, fellas used to go to fight with that.
That is what they want to come and to train our people to do.
Ratchet behavior.
Ratchet behavior.
We have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Hey, brother, how you doing?
Not too bad, my friend.
One of the things that I gathered from that conversation, that clandestine meeting that they had, is that there was an acknowledgement of the weakness of the NDC. Those fellas, they don't have a few tricks of their own. So they have to import a man to teach them how to be a scamp. You understand? But another thing is, I believe that the police should be involved and they should make sure that Mr. Lowe is nowhere wrong. After he casts his vote, he should be nowhere wrong. No polling stations. You understand? To direct the people that he was instructing in that conversation. Have a good day, my brother.
All right, my friend. Have a wonderful day.
Persona non grata.
Yeah. But I want to ask, as we wind down, we got a few more minutes. I want to ask V. Nazim Burke and your executive, I want you to explain to the Grenadian people, right? However way you want to do it. Why are you teaming up with some of our Caribbean brothers to sabotage the Grenada elections on March 13th? Tell us, why are you trying to do that? Grenadians need an answer. What are you scared of? Are you scared that the health system in our country is getting better? Are you scared that the unemployment is dropping? Are you scared that our youths are being empowered to do better for themselves and to keep on moving? Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Sheldon. Good morning, David.
Good morning, my friend.
Yeah, morning. Sheldon, I want to say something. When you see you have a man, a leader, and you're lazy, you know what you do? You just sit down there, waiting for when the next man work hard to achieve things in life, to rob it away from him. Right? Because he don't want to get up and walk. He just sit down, bring that man quiet, where man come from Jamaica, where he came from, to come and have a meeting with you, how to rob something. Right? Come on, man. Right? As you all say, he is very lazy and a lying leader. You get up and walk, get the troops outside to walk, to achieve what you want to achieve. But you sit down there, why was this man working hard to achieve what he had to achieve for the good and betterment of the people of the country? Right? You trying to bring a next man to rob, right? To slow down the process, to achieve certain things in life. If by the sweat over there, brother shall eat bread. Go out and sweat, work hard to achieve what you want to achieve. And brother shall I want to say, thanks to the government for the 640 something houses. They started, right? LMP is the party that build houses for people. Well, NDC giving up, or we getting houses for people. And brother Shell, I want to say, it's something I totally against. To see a young man or people renting house. When you look at the rent in the country, may pay our $800, $900 for rent here. You count that the years you may live in the place where you're renting. Right? And if you take that, I hope so long, take that money and you go into a farm, you may pay, to get materials, you may pay about $300 or $400 down to get materials, to build your own home. So that out of the $900 you have to pay for rent. And you go in the farm and get material to build your own home. You may pay about $200, so you have about $600 remain in your hand to do other things. Right? And look at the government now getting housing for people to build and to have their own key. Well, NDC giving up. Right? What they giving up now. So how could you say you care about people? Right? And young people, the elder people, they need a better housing structure. And only the party, let's say a party is the NMP party, because they getting housing unit to build for people through the island, Great Carriacou, Peter Martin. But what NDC giving up, we getting. And we have more to get, because when you care about people, you want to see people's life improve. Alright? Not people that go back, but we want people go forward. NMP is the party that will taking the country forward, and we are moving on to higher heights. We are not going back, we are not sticking. Or we are going forward all the way with NMP. I want to say, Brother Sheldon Devon, you all have a wonderful day. God bless you all. And this evening, Dr. Kit Mitchell, we are having a meeting in front of your Lion Shop at 7 p.m. this evening in Grand Mall. So God bless you all. Have a wonderful day.
All right, brother. Yes, have a wonderful one. So Sheldon, so this is my question. I mean, and together with the Grenadian people wants to know, what is it, right, and why that V. Nazim Burke and his organization is planning to sabotage the Grenada election on March 13th. We will not allow you to do that, but we want you to tell us Why? Why are you so scared?
I wonder if them people and them reach out by the OAS.
Yeah. We have to
You know, a guy that
impress.
used to work in the OAS one time, a Grenadian chap. Yeah, I think it's important that we ensure the OAS is fully aware.
Yeah, weeks before.
Fully aware
of
what is
situation.
being planned by that political organization. Fully aware.
Because we have another organization who wants people to sign all sorts of documents about election conduct and
On
so.
Friday, they lost their moral authority to speak on the Grenada election when they did not address this issue.
They're closing their eyes and their ears on such a serious issue when a main political party is planning to disrupt and to sabotage, and I make no bones about it, to sabotage the Grenada election. Say something about it. Sensitize the Grenadian people. Let them know what is your intention, Vina Zimbok and NDC. Let us know.
You ain't going to hear from them on that. They answering that question. They afraid that question.
They have to afraid it. We calling them out.
They afraid it. They don't answering that one at all.
A disgusting group of persons that is leading the organization. Yeah, and I'm talking to the majority of the leaders there who have sitting down, right? Who are church-going persons, claim to be, right? And
NDC,
sitting down and planning things against the people.
Let's just make it known. The NDC does not like poor people. How did the NDC treat poor people when they came in? Cut off the elderly people water.
Yes.
Stop the public assistance to some young people who needed to go to school and some of the elder people who needed it to survive. Yeah? They cut off the public assistance to them. They remove the program for children to get uniform in school and so. Yeah? They start the school book program, but they removed the uniform program. Yeah? From the same children.
They took away $10 from the bushers payment.
That's people that like
discriminate. That's discriminatory practice.
Now, if at that point in time Senator High and Mighty Franca Bernardine had gotten ill, she would simply jump a plane and disappear to another Caribbean territory or the US or wherever to sort out their medical issues. If Minister Nazim Burke find he was coughing too much, he would jump a plane and he go. But the average youth up there in Mardi Gras, who might be working on a construction site and something fall and damage their foot, or the young man that's somewhere up in Duquesne that might have been fishing and something happened out on the water and damage their hand or their leg or some sort of thing like that, they had to go to the general hospital. But while Mr. Burke would have his money to jump the plane and go, these youths had to stay and use the general hospital. And they didn't even find it necessary to ensure that that hospital had medication to take care of the needs of these people. The pharmaceutical fund was not being paid.
Oh, yes. We didn't service
Forget
it.
everything else. Pay the pharmaceutical fund because people don't know when they're going to get ill and how ill they will get and what treatment they would need. So you have to make sure that what is necessary is there. But they didn't care about that. When the poor people children was in Mexico and swine flu was swollen, they didn't care about getting the poor people children back here.
The people of St. John's might have forgive them if they had paid for the medication, because what they did, they basically take away a health center, a modern health center away from the people of St. John's and St. Mark's because of spite to an MP, Mr. Church. And you're talking about you like people and you want to do better for health. Look, this is what you did to the people of St. John's and St. Mark's. But the NNP government is a government that loves people, cares for people. That is why very soon the people of St. John's and St. Mark's will see a multi-purpose medical center that will basically meet most of their needs soon to come.
And look at that. The people of St. John was supposed to have a multi-purpose medical facility operational right now, you know. They were supposed to have that right now, but you know what? They wanted to spite Michael Church. Not just that they didn't do it, you know, but they wanted to spite Michael Church and suffer the people of St. John. Get the people of St. John against him. Yeah? So they did not complete a project that the funding, the plans and everything was. Therefore, we lost the funding. Because with these agencies, if you do not utilize the money within a certain space of time, they say, well, you don't need it and they take it back.
Somebody else get it.
Yeah, I can tell you that's how these agencies operate. You need to use the money within a certain time, and if you do not, the money goes back. The NDC did not implement the program in time, and the money went back. Then you have to find money now to go and do a facility in St. John. But thank goodness, we have a person like Alvin Dabrio. He's very competent and capable, and will ensure that it is done and done in a reasonable time. Very competent, very capable person. Yeah? Gave up 1,000 houses. 1,000 houses, you know.
Imagine, you know. So that means 1,000 family. Imagine a family of 4. That's 4,000 persons that you take away housing assistance from. And you talk about the poor people and the vulnerable that you want to help and you love people. No, the only other party I believe that never loved people like that too was GNP, you know. And they have
I'm going down that road. What I would say is this though. Now you can finish your statement.
I have the experience with
I don't know,
GNP.
so you could finish your statement.
I have the experience and I know the leaders of them that pass through. They are similar. They are born from them. Look at them.
But what I would say is this, Adavan. They have no love for people. They have absolutely no love for people.
We can agree on that.
All about. Because they didn't even care about the public servants. That's why NDC changed the calendar and had a 42-day work month.
Exactly.
42 days in a month. That is how much days it had in an NDC month. You have a normal month, and then you had an NDC month, and an NDC month was 42 days long. Yeah? They didn't even care about the workers and their families for them to receive their salaries on time. That's the NDC for you. That is how they operated. Yeah?
But it takes a caring and understanding team led by Dr. Mitchell to ensure that the workers, the public workers of this country, right, over the last 4 years got over $100 million.
And the good work of the unions too.
The good work of the unions, TAU, public work. Good morning, Miss Rachel.
Adrian Francis was his name, the president before Rachel.
The president before Rachel.
Yeah, Adrian,
right?
And Rachel.
And Mr. Grimes. And
pat yourselves on the back.
Pat yourselves on the back. You got to be proud in a situation where the economy of Grenada was not that buoyant. But you know what? Because of the skills and the competence of Dr. Mitchell, he was able to negotiate together with you and bring the benefits to the workers of this country.
Here's the greatest
thing. Take a bow.
Because they know all that we've been saying today, and they know that you know that, now they don't want you to vote. They don't want you to vote. You know what some of this NDC been doing? Going around and trying to give you, the NNPites, that the impression that you win already. Well, boy, you don't even need to campaign now, but all you have it already. Stay there and play the fool and listen to them. About you have it already, don't bother that. Well, you don't need to campaign, man. All you have it tie up. The dock of that lock, man. We ain't had nothing lock. We ain't had nothing tie up.
We are not complacent.
Yeah? I said to you all, expect the NDC to start pulling out bigger crowds. And they'll pull out bigger crowds than they had on this Sunday.
And they will continue.
Don't let it shock all you, because whole time they've been playing possum. You know what I mean by playing possum? Sometime you hit a manikou and he lie down like if he dead. And by the time you turn your back to get something to pick it up, the manikou just shake out and he gone. Yeah? So they playing possum. Manikou is an opossum. So they playing possum for some of you all. And they playing like they dead, but they alive and they working underground. Some of them campaigning all in the middle of the night.
They playing,
and Glenn?
They playing dead to see what...
Good afternoon to our home. Good afternoon to our home. And Glenn? Some of them campaigning in the middle of the night. Yeah? Well, I hope it's campaigning when you pass them areas in the night. Anyhow, yes, some of them campaigning in the night. You're going and beg for the vote. Don't let them play possum at all. You don't want all to feel that you don't have to work, that you don't have to come out and campaign, that you don't have to make sure that you get all your friends, your relatives, no matter if you have to get a stretcher to take out somebody from a home to go and vote on election day. Make sure you do what you have to do. But come election day, let no one stop you from being able to cast your legal ballot at your polling station. Let no one stop you.
And defend it. You know, you have to fight and defend that. You have to ensure that that God-given right that we obtained right? I mean, as an independent nation, right? We must not let no one take it away from us. We must not let no one slow it to hell down.
But look at this, huh? Last election, I had a friend. He was helping bring people to the polling station on election day. Those who couldn't walk properly and so. And one of the people at the polling station said to him, they say, boy, you can't come in here with that green shoes. Yeah, I don't have green shoes. Say, you can't come in here with that green shoes. Say, I can't come with that shoes? No problem.
Take it out.
He take out the shoes and he threw it in the van and he walked barefoot for the rest of the day. But he made sure that he brought everyone he had to vote to that polling station, and he saw the result of that.
And that person didn't care if that was the only shoes the man have, you know. But hey, it's the law, right? And and he didn't make no big fuss. He take out the shoes,
he walk
and he keep on moving.
And that is the sort of attitude we want to see from you election day. Yeah? This kind of thing about I ain't bothering to go and that kind of thing.
Well, you better stop that.
If you ain't bothered to go, you could end up very well, unexpectedly, with some individuals who don't care about people in general and poor people in particular, who don't care about other people. You could end up with that group of individuals in charge of this country. NNPites, Grenadians, all take warning. Yeah? Take warning. All right? You see they want to shut me up? See they want to shut Devon up? Let them go ahead. Let them go ahead, man. We have more things to play and a lot more to say.
That wouldn't stop us.
That's all the time we have for today, folks.
That's all we got.
Yeah, it is now after the hour of 12 o'clock on the Spice Island of Grenada. That's all the time we have. I'd like to thank all the stations, all of you who called in, both locally, regionally, and internationally. All of you onto the live. Those of you on the live, remember to stay on the live. We have some other stuff that we're going to show to you in a short while. Sometimes it's good to jog your memory. Yeah, so when people say nothing was done and all kind of thing, tell them, we didn't start doing housing 6 months ago. The new National Party has been doing housing since we straightened out everything in 2013, late 2013, coming up to now. We've been doing constant work with housing. We've been doing work in the development of the healthcare system. We've been doing work in relation to the infrastructure. So we have been working for the past 5 years. It's not just the economy that we had to fix, but many other areas. From coming in a situation where you had 1,200 so young persons under the GUP program to a situation where you had bordering on 4,000 persons under the Imani program. The NNP has been working and will continue to work to the benefit of each and every one of you with our united team. We're not like a certain party wishing that a certain man lose and telling us all behind the back, make sure he loses. Make sure he lose. No, walk on him. Make sure he lose.
We moving.
Because they say when he gone, that's the only way the party could recuperate. Well, at least that was the thing. Anyway,
we vote in green.
We gone.
Green. We vote in green.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
Ambitious programs soon to be unveiled to attract more youth in agriculture. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the National Report, I am Rakisha St. Louis. Government will soon unveil a program to provide more opportunities for young people to become involved in agriculture. Addressing the NNP Youth Rally in Tempe on Sunday, Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell said a program will be unveiled in a matter of weeks as part of plans to introduce new blood in the industry.
So the Marketing Board, the Ministry of Agriculture, will be given more support to deepen its relationship with the development of the youth activities in the agricultural sector. So lands will be made available, the technology will be made available, and with some resources available to empower young people to get deeply in that sector.
With an agreement now signed, work is to begin on the construction of a preschool and multipurpose center in La Mode. The project is being funded by the Japanese Human Security Project with support from the government and local stakeholders. Details from Annette Moore.
The overall objective of the project, I just choose to identify a few: to provide early, easy access to education for at least 40 students ages 3 to 5 years old annually, to help develop vulnerable families in the community by providing education and training in the form of career skills.
This recent Japanese grassroots human security or GPP project is valued at more than US $83,300 and, with audit included, is worth more than US $86,000.
Today is very significant, and I think not just for the people of La Mode, because not just preschoolers, not just the church, but is first and foremost the changing of the dynamics of La Mode, and by extension, Grenada and the world.
The preschool and multipurpose center will benefit the community of La Mode and surrounding areas, particularly the community of La Mode and St. George's Estate, where there is no preschool despite an increase in household development. Maudlin James was instrumental in developing and proposing the project, now financed the Faith Community Christian Union Church. The project proposal was submitted in December 2016.
We are grateful to the government and people of Japan for granting that facility which we so desired for more than 2 years before.
The government of Japan recognizes the importance of cooperation with non-governmental organizations and local public authorities in responding to various development needs in communities.
The best investment that we can have in ourselves and in our children is an investment in education. And today the people of Japan is investing in our people in education. Thank you very much from the government and people of Grenada.
There will be a complete open room, right, for the students, and there will be toilet facilities for both male and female. There will be an office for the staff, as well as staff toilets.
There will be a fenced playground area outside, and downstairs the multipurpose center will include 2 sections for skill training, outfitted with kitchens and related fixtures.
We will be given additional support by the government of Grenada, and as you would see, Mr. Tobias here is standing with us because he has already made commitment from his community project.
The design stage is complete, and once final plans are approved, the project will begin. The architect anticipates all work will be completed within the current year.
While we are very thankful to the people of Japan for the partnership, I always believe the only way we can show gratitude and appreciation for what we are about to witness today is for us to take care of the facility and to put it to good use.
For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
20 retirees from within the Ministry of Finance were awarded over the weekend for long-standing service to the public service. The awardees have been employed since the 1970s within various departments, including Accountant General's Department, Inland Revenue Division, Government Printery, Central Statistical Office, Customs and Excise Division. The awardees are Samuel Sylvester, Mrs. Stephanie Jessamy Redhead, Alistair Boatswain, Carol Mitchell, David Smart, Marlene Wayne, Douglas Noel, Ms. Sharon Rose, Kenneth Bernard, Lauren Brizan, Michael Gibbs, Margaret Frame, Trevor Lessie, June Coxall, Ambrose Louise Obike, Michael Wilson, Eric Brathwaite, Solomon Granger, Claudius Alexander, and Eric Charles. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Data reveals that rats and other rodents are responsible for the transmission of many diseases. In Grenada, the most common is leptospirosis, and it can cause your death. This disease is directly related to rats and mice infestation. Signs and symptoms of lepto, as it is commonly referred to, are high fever, headache, chills, muscle aches, vomiting, jaundice, and abdominal pain. If your home had or is infected with rats and you have any of these symptoms, please check with your doctor immediately. Declare war on rats. Starve them. Kill them. Rats are the most unwelcomed guests. Reduce, control, eliminate them. This is a message from the Ridge to Reef Project, protecting biodiversity and ecosystem functions.
The revelry on the sister isle of Carriacou continues. On Sunday, the Carnival Committee staged the Groovy and Calypso final competition, leading into the Street Mass or Juve on Monday morning. Matthew Thomas of Golden retained his Groovy title for the second consecutive time, amassing a total of 260 points. Killer B placed second in the Groovy with 234 points. Mozo came in third with 231. Killer B was crowned the Calypso Monarch, dethroning 2017 Calypso Monarch Leftist, who placed second. Brownskin J placed third. Sharia Noel is covering the event. She spoke to both Golden and Killer B following their victory.
A couple of weeks of preparation. There's a lot of things that I did, off the bat, like the poem in the beginning and other stuff that made it a little catchy. I try to incorporate the Shakespeare, which is unique to Carriacou, so and I try to get the kids involved more, so that it would be a little more interesting, and more live, so that the people can watch. It would keep them interested from the start to the finish.
I feel proud, thanks to the Most High, but it's just me. I prepare myself for a competition on a night, so I expect to just do my best and just hope for the best, you understand? So I just went out there tonight and I just did my best, and the judges see me as the best. So I just thank God for that, and I'm very, very proud.
The curtains will come down on the 2018 Carnival celebration on Tuesday with the street parade. And finally, in recognition and respect for the Lenten season, which begins on Wednesday, Grenada's Prime Minister says their activities from here on will be infused with gospel instead of calypso. Dr. the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell says even while the nation prepares for general elections, we must honour our Christian values. He was addressing the NNP Youth Rally at the Tempe playing field on Sunday.
We will not be having any calypso activity in our national activities from next week, but we'll be having a lot of gospel music. So you're going to still see I can't sit down, I can't sit down, and I can't sit down.
And that's the National Report. I am Rakisha St. Louis.
The quality of the team we have put together for this current general elections is one of my proudest achievements. This Dream 15 is made up of achievers and successful people, and of members with a genuine grounding in their communities and inspired by the love they have for people. These are what set this team apart from the so-called alternative. Ours is one of continuity and renewal, and built with a determination to expand opportunities for youth and women. If elections are about choices, which they are, then the choice this election is clearer than in any previous poll. Love wins every time. Care wins every time. Competence wins every time. Performance beats old talk every time.
Building a stronger economy means all Grenadian workers benefit, those who work in the public service and those who work elsewhere. Now that the period of shared sacrifices is over, the benefits must be shared among every Grenadian. More money for house repair, more money to improve healthcare, more money for training, more money for education, And yes, more money for public servants, $55 million in various payments. We are the Grenadian family looking out for each other. And even as we fight for ourselves and our families, we always remember our neighbors. We forge ahead together.
It's not really complicated. Elections are about choices. Between 2008 to 2013, the economy regressed every year. Between 2014 to 2017, the economy grew every year. Vote competence, vote NNP.
It's not really complicated. Elections are about choice. Between 2008 and 2013, 1,265 youth engaged with the GIAP. Between 2014 and 2017, 3,725 youth engaged with the Amani program, with a spend of over $190 million. So let's keep moving. Vote NNP. Vote competence.
It's not really complicated. Elections are about choice. Between 2008 and 2013, $70 million was spent on scholarships for youth. Between 2014 and 2017, $185 million was spent on scholarships for youth. Vote NNP. Vote competence.